to Every Step of the Way, my new channel, which is all about following Christ one step at a time. I'm Joellen Hoff, or you can call me Jo, and I'm glad you're here with me today. Okay, since this is a brand new channel, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me and a little bit about my vision for this channel. Again, my name is Joellen Hoff. You may know me as a singer, songwriter, one half of the duo G.I. and Joe with my husband, Stephen Hoff. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, a sister, a cousin, an aunt, a stepmom, a parent, P-A-R-R-O-N-T, to two beautiful, well-loved birds, and very smart birds, I might add, Birdie and Pumpkin. So what I'm not is a theologian, a Bible scholar, a pastor. I'm just regular Joe. See what I did there? Regular Joe girl who wants to share her passion for God with you. Okay, why am I starting this channel? Because we're living in crazy, crazy times. Turbulent, dark, for most of us, times. And honestly, I think we all just need more Jesus. Before I go on any farther, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell as well. I think it's down there somewhere, so you'll be notified as to when I post videos, which I'm going to try to do at least once a week. Okay, here we go. Well, as I said a little bit earlier, this has been a turbulent time. This has been one of the craziest years that I can remember in my 60 years. Did I say 60? Yeah, I did. And it ain't over yet, folks. As individuals, most of us are at the boiling point between lockdowns and fear of a virus and not knowing who or what to believe, the election, the economy, and on and on and on it goes. We are just being stretched way too tight, and most of us are just about ready to snap. Personally, I find myself, and I'm not proud of it, I find myself looking at people and actually looking at their political affiliation or party before I look at them. I've never done that. Never in the years I've been on this earth have I done that. I've been watching probably a little bit too much TV, reading a little bit too much social media, and for the first time in my life, I can say that there is a seed growing in my heart that I'm not proud of, and I might even call it a tiny, tiny little seed of hate, and darn it, I'm going to pluck it out before it grows. But I figure if it's growing in my heart, you're probably finding the same thing in yours, at least some of you. So I hope this video can reach you, a few of you, however many, and help you to guard your hearts and to guard your minds so that hate does not slip into your soul and devour you. And it will. It's like a cancer. So how do we guard our hearts and minds? How do we carve out this cancerous thing that we call hate? Well, you know, God tells us how to do that. And before we talk about guarding our hearts and our minds, maybe we need to look a little bit deeper as to what may be going on here. Maybe the battle that we're fighting is not really against each other. God tells us in Ephesians 6:12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Perhaps fighting against each other is playing right into the hands of the evil one. Perhaps it does nothing but amplify and serve a purpose for which we're simply being manipulated. You know, maybe it's something like this. In the world according to Star Trek, maybe it's like this.
All right. In the heart, in the head, I won't stay dead. Next time I'll do the same to you. I'll kill you. And it goes on and on. The good old game of war, pawn against pawn. Stopping the bad guys. While somewhere, some thing sits back and laughs and starts it all over again.
So God tells us, guard your heart, guard your mind. And how are we going to do that? Well, let's look at what he says. In Ephesians 6:11, and again I'm going to read off of my monitor here. Therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. And in Ephesians 6:17, he says, take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. You know, Priscilla Shirer, and I think I'm saying her name correctly, who is a wonderful speaker for God, has a wonderful ministry, has a book on the armor of God, which I read, and I thought it was phenomenal. I'll put a link below in the description box for you if you're interested. So additionally, how do we guard our hearts and minds? God goes on to tell us in Phillipians 4:8, finally, brothers, and I'm sure he meant sisters too, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. My advice would be limit your social media time, limit your news watching. I'm not suggesting that you hide your head in the sand because I think it's important that we know what's going on, but maybe 24/7 is a little too much. And if you're doing that, maybe it's a good time to cut down on that and focus on the things that God asks us to focus on, things that are excellent and praiseworthy and good. And he also tells us to try and keep joy in our hearts. In Romans 12:12, he says, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. You know, if we can keep joy in our heart, even in times like this, I believe that we're winning, little by little, though it may, the battle. And maybe the darkness will leave.
We'll be on guard now. We'll be ready for you. So ship out. Come on, haul it.
Out already. Out! We need no urging to hate humans. But for the present, only a fool fights in a burning house. Out!
So while you're gaining some strength for yourself and you're learning how to guard your heart and your mind, remember to build each other up. Jesus commands us, love your neighbor, pray for strength, pray for discernment, pray for protection, put on that armor of God. Suit up in that armor of God. You know, the evil one, he'll find your Achilles heel and he will use it against you. In 1 Peter 5:8, God tells us this. Be alert and sober of mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Remember, the enemy may not be your neighbor. The enemy may not be human flesh. Be mindful of what is lurking behind another's words, another's actions. I'll put the scriptures that I've quoted here in this video along with some other resources for you down in the description box below. Now, perhaps this just sounds like a bunch of mumbo-jumbo religious stuff to you, but I assure you, God asks us to do these things that he writes in the scriptures for not only the benefit of our neighbors, but for our benefits, so that we have peace, so that we can live life joyfully, no matter what the circumstances. He wants us to have his peace. And through his word and his spirit, we can find that peace. Okay, so I know this was kind of a heavy topic, and not everything I talk about on this channel is going to be heavy like this. We'll have some joyous and fun times too. But I really did feel like I needed to get this off my heart. I know if my heart is heavy and I'm feeling angry, chances are you are too. So anyway, I hope you got something from this video. Again, I hope that you subscribe to this channel. Please do. If there are topics that you would like me to touch on, please just let me know. Throw them in the comments below. And until next time, next video, may God keep you close. May He bless you, and may you find His peace. Bye-bye.
Running away again, and now I'm taking it on the chin. You know I don't